Well now, what can I do for you? Bit of venom for the belly, perhaps? Or maybe a tankard or two to shave the edge off your day? It is indeed. Finest establishment in the docks for a fine tankard of ale and some good conversation. Uncle Duncan. That sounds a bit familiar. If you're here to collect on some debt, I'll tell you that Duncan's a drunk fool without 2 coppers to his name. Diggin', eh? So the time's come, has it? Trouble's chasing on your heels, and you barely know why. Suppose Diggin' told you less than half of what you need to know, then sent you packing. Don't take it hard. Done it to me twice in my life. All for good reason. I can probably guess why you're here, but why don't you go ahead and tell me anyway? Oh, did he? Nothing more than I did years ago. Plain silver near as we could tell. You and those shards were all that were left of that West Harbor battle.
Duncan, I thought you said that shard was magic, didn't you?
Trace of an enchantment on it is what that eel sand said, but nothing of importance. Probably residue from demon's fire, or maybe wizard magic.
Demon's fire? Sounds important to me.
And that, Sal, is why you are cleaning tables and I own this place. Those shards were magic, yes, a trace. But again, it was sand. And he's a fool. Anyway, barely worth mentioning. More sentimental value than anything else. That really why you came all this way? To hear about your mother? Yeah, your mother, Esmeril. Since you were asking about the shards. What, Dagon's still keeping that inside? It's a wonder he doesn't crack down the middle. But you know, I have no call to say that. I think that's why he buried that first shard, and gave the other one to me. I think you might have been better off being raised by wolves if Dagon didn't share that. There's a lot I'm sure he never told you. But listen, it's his place to tell you, not mine. He'll tell you when he's ready, I think. But it's best you hear it from him. Let's stick to the shards for now. A hedge wizard. Somehow set up shop on the docks. But it's stilling enough he can only run a business down here in the crack of Neverwinter. Got a dry wit, and he'll always rub you the wrong way. So his name's well chosen. Still, I suppose I trust him enough. And having a wizard close by certainly tends to keep fools from causing too much trouble. Well, me and Dagon took the shard to him back when he lived in the merchant quarter, before his run of bad luck. But he couldn't get much from it. Just faint traces. Here. I've always kept it close for some reason. Didn't want to leave it out of my sight. Seemed unremarkable. But I find that sometimes time will tell. Had Sand examine it a long time ago, but he turned up nothing. Well, it's worth a shot. But don't pay him any coin in advance, that's all I'll say. In fact, that viper would be best off.
Ah, it seems I've arrived just in time to deflect the usual barrage of slander from the local innkeeper.
Sand.
Yes, it is good to see you're still sober enough to recognize me, Duncan. Past the stale beer, vinegar, faint sweat, failed aspirations, unwashed tunic. I thought perhaps you had already had one tankard too many for the day, but... Why, your guest here has the smell of a harbin about them. Faint, but there. I thought Duncan was keeping company too good for him. Now I see I was right. Duncan, you could learn a few things from your guest.
Still passing off those 2 copper fairweather charms to the local Sand?
You have no appreciation for my talents, and after all I've done for you. To think you could survive a fortnight without my ale purgative. Why, you would be buried in the tombs with the rest of the Neverwinter traitors. A betrayer of barkeepers everywhere. But enough about you and your adventurous exploits on the tavern floor. I heard my name mentioned, and oddly enough, almost in a tone that suggested I could help.
This here's Kin.
I'm not really seeing the family resemblance.
And we need your help concerning the shard. Both of them.
Shard? That chunk of silver you showed me so long ago? I do hope you're not going to try to pawn it to me again. I am no longer interested. Besides, as I recall, you said the piece of junk had sentimental value, which upon viewing your establishment is perfectly understandable. Besides, didn't your uncle or cousin or brother or whatever make off with the other shard? I thought you only had one now.
It found its way back, so to speak. We need you to look at both of them again. properly this time.
Oh, very well. Give them here and let me see what my keen arcane senses can determine. Well, it seems to have some resentment to being scryed. That is quite different than last time. Are you sure these are the same shards? The power in them. Why, it's definitely stronger than last time. Much stronger.
Oh, so now they're magical. I'm not paying you for 2 failed divinations, you charlatan.
It's not a matter of divination, you one-tankard drunk. There is something about these shards. Without knowing their history, even my considerable talents cannot unlock their mysteries.
Because he's incompetent?
Duncan, the more I speak to your kin here, it's evident where the sense in the family went. Since you seem to have been given all the brains of the family, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. But I do know the shards did not have the same strength the first time I examined them. There could be something about you that causes them to resonate, but I have no idea why that would be. You could try and speak to Algernon, but I don't think you'd have much luck reaching him. The Black Lake District is closed down. Algernon lives in the Black Lake District, you see, and now he's trapped there. The Watch has it locked tight. No one going in or out, no messages in or out, even for the nobles that used to live there. Quite cryptic, really.
I heard about that. Lord Dalrin was killed, wasn't he? I've heard rumors, but no official word of what happened.
As have I. Not only are the Watch not talking about it, but they even called in the Cloak Tower mages to investigate, which means sorcery or demons were at work.
Demons? Closest I've ever come to demons is Dagon's tales about the battles down south near West Harbor, when there was that trouble with the King of Shadows.
Some sorcerer, I believe, had a number of demons and shadows at his beck and call. Not many tales left about that period of Neverwinter history, oddly enough.
But you say this Algernon might know more, Sand?
Well, if you're not a member of the Watch, or know a secret route into Black Lake, then you're out of luck. So it seems like you have no choice but to let me examine the shards at my leisure. I'll need to hold on to them, of course.
Wait, Watch or secret route? Not bad ideas. Either way the coin lands. Hell, there's Marshal Cormac. He's currently at the city watch post, and I know he's in bad need of an extra sword arm down at the docks. Yes, I heard he got back to Neverwinter recently. Surprised he even made it with the troubles I've heard around Fort Locke.
Trust me, you don't know the half of it.
Cormac's a harborman too, and folks of the harbor are as close to kin as you can get out of the mare. He might be able to take you into the watch, and from there, speaking to Algernon shouldn't be too hard. If you want to find another route into the Black Lake District, that means dealing with other folks that try to control the docks. Moya and her gang.
Oh, there's an idea, Duncan. They probably were behind the Watch closing the Black Lake District in the first place.
Well, she's got thugs all over the docks, but finding one who can get you to her?
There's Caleb. He used to try to get me to pay him gold for protection before I told him about the wards I'd inscribed on the building that caged the Guardian Elementals. Long story, but quick resolution.
Caleb, maybe. But I don't trust that harbor rat to give you a fair deal. And the price will be steep, in bodies or coin. He doesn't like being the only one with blood on his hands.
Doesn't sound like someone we should put our faith in.
Obviously, you've never dealt with the Watch in Neverwinter, Kelgar. Dealing with Caleb is probably our best chance.
Still, the chances are simply talking to Caleb will make you want to kill him, so it seems a clear win to me. If you do speak to him, though, be sure to do it downwind.
That's pretty much how it stands. You can find Cormac in the watch post near the Dolphin Bridge that leads to the Merchant Quarter. He needs help, so it shouldn't be much of a tough sell to join up.
Caleb should be lounging around the corner east along the main road. Just follow the smell. If you want to join with him, he'll probably ask you to hurt or kill someone, so be warned.
I'll mark both on your map. Help you get your bearings.
Well, you can certainly find your way into trouble from here. Me, I will head back to my lonely merchant existence. Should you need my expertise, simply ask. But just in case, bring a great deal of gold as well.